Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spider, and welcome back to another review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Neca Pacific Rim Anteverse Gipsy Danger, which was a Toys R Us exclusive. Not really relevant today, but it was back when it came out. So, yeah, this is the first time I'm going to be taking a look at a figure made by the company Neca, which stands for National Entertainment Collectibles Association. It also is an acronym that has something to do with electricity or electrical stuff. It's got nothing to do with this review. I just thought I'd bring it up anyways. But, yeah. So, yeah. We got the box, which is very, very reflective, as you can see. You can't see me in there. Hello. Yeah, I suppose we'd start off this review by looking at the box, as we do. Man, it's been a while. I'm a tiny bit rusty. So, let's adjust the camera and take a look at it. So here we have a close-up look at the box. We got Pacific Rim, Jaeger, got the Gipsy Danger's kill count. At least I believe that's what that is. You got the little Toys R Us sticker. Yeah, remember when Toys R Us was a thing? That was nice. Unless you live in Canada, in which case it's still a thing. But, anyways. Focus in on there. There we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, Jaeger, Gipsy Danger. They got a picture of Gipsy Danger, which I don't know what this picture is from, because that is very clearly not a render from the movie. Looks like it came from a PS2 game or something. So I'm not sure what that's from. Maybe it's a concept art picture, and that's what they use. I don't know. But we got some other stuff in there. Yeah, Anteverse. Although it's spelled with an E, so is that Anteverse? Or is it Anteverse and they just spelled it differently? I don't know. Then you got the bottom of the box. And that's pretty much it. The rest of it is just this clear plastic, which, yeah, I am not a big fan of these boxes. I really don't like them because they're so dang hard to open. It's like you need some heavy-duty scissors to cut through this plastic, and even then you're going to have some trouble. So, yeah. I'm really glad. I'm pretty sure Neca stopped using this type of box. Because, yeah, I didn't like it. But there's one more thing. You got this little thing on the back, which looks very, very nice. Honestly, this is... Let me actually focus on the box. There we go. You can see a bit better. This is my favorite part of the box, this right here. You have, like, the lightning strikes and stuff. And you got the portal, or the breach, whatever you want to call it. All this stuff just looks really, really cool. So yeah, really, really like that. But for now, we're just gonna put that back in the box. Just slide that right in, just like that. Is that all good? I think it is. Okay, that's nice. Anyways, let's move the camera around. Usually pause when I do stuff like that, but hey, you know. Sometimes you gotta show a little behind the scenes stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. So now that we're done with the box, on to the figure itself. It broke. Yeah. Yeah, it's the arm came off. More on that in a little bit. But here we have the Anteverse Gipsy Danger, all beat up, all in its weird, funky colors. Yeah. Gipsy Danger, which is a design that comes from the film Pacific Rim, which is a movie about giant robots fighting giant monsters. What more do you need to know? Yeah. The figure itself, clearly, is broken. And the reason why it's broken is because for whatever reason on my copy, the ball joint in there can't move. Yeah, if we'll kind of focus in on there. I will try to move the joint. Yeah, it doesn't budge. For whatever reason, mine is just... I don't even know what to call that. I tore the skin of my thumb trying to move that. Oops. But yeah, the joint is just stuck. But because it's made out of a different kind of plastic, it's made of a translucent plastic, so it has a bit of a give to it. It's not as sturdy as other plastics. So because it's got a give, when I move the arm, I thought I was moving the joint. But what I was actually doing is twisting the plastic itself until one day, the whole arm came off. So, yeah, ain't that just lovely? Ah, man. And it doesn't help that the figure is already pre-battle damaged. I mean, geez, it's got a stump there, nothing there. If I lost any more limbs, it'd be screaming, "I'll bite your legs off!" But, anyways. So, yeah, even though it's broken, I'm still gonna review it. Why? Because, why not? So, yeah. We got the Anteverse Gipsy Danger, which is a repaint of the Reactor Blast Gipsy Danger. Well, I say repaint. It's technically... well, not technically. It isn't a repaint. It's the same mold. It's just casted in a different plastic. So... yeah, so I guess kind of a remold? A recast? I don't know what you would call that. I'm going to just say a repaint for simplicity's sake. So yeah, it's a repaint of the Reactor Blast Gipsy Danger. So we already got this mold. But this one has got some funky colors to it and some new details. So let's get into them details. Oh wait, no. Can't do that just yet. We have to take a look at the articulation first, I believe. Right? Goodness gracious, it's been too long. I can't remember how I do this stuff. Hang on. Yeah, alright. So professional. So, yes. We'll be starting off with the articulation. So, I'll raise up the camera a little bit because this figure is a bit tall. So, starting off at the head, because it's got all this stuff surrounding it, it is quite limited. You can get it to turn a little bit, but the joint is also really tight, so it's kind of hard to do that too. But it can look around. And it can go back and forward a little bit. Can't really go side to side much. So, yeah. It is a ball joint, but it's very, very limited. Now, the arms, or lack thereof, I guess we'll start at the stump since it's still attached. Can go that far out. Can go all the way around. And it does have a bit of I don't know what you would call that, but it's got that. It's got a little bit of side to side stuff with it. So it's cool that they gave the stump some articulation instead of just having it be just there. That's kind of nice. Now, the actual arm, if it was still attached, basically everything the stump can do is what this arm could do. So, yeah, the arm articulation is kind of limited. But like I said, with this one, you can go all the way around, go a little out, go not very far out, like I said. But as far out as that arm can go is how far this one could go. The rest of it, the shoulder pad is on a ball joint, so you can adjust that however you want. It has a bicep swivel. It's bent at the elbow, and this piece can move to give room for a bend. So that's pretty nice. But don't push this piece up too far because it will pop off. And the forearm, you can see that, is a ball joint, so it can rotate if you so wished to do that. And the wrist, I believe, is on a ball joint, but I can't really get it to... hang on, let me get the forearm back into position. I can't really get the wrist to do anything other than rotate. Like, I try to move it, but it just kind of goes back in place. So, yeah, that's pretty much all you got. Now, back to the figure itself. It has some articulation at the torso. It can bump the camera, it can rotate, can crunch that far forward, and can arch that far back. And sometimes it does get caught on itself, so sometimes you have to kind of push it past a certain point to get more articulation out of it. Or you can just leave it as is and don't do that. I don't know, whatever you wish to do. Then you got the hips, which are a ball joint, but because it's made out of that same soft plastic, it's got some give to it. So I can't really get the joint to move at all. It's just kind of stuck. I mean, I can kind of get it to move, but it's basically nothing. But it can kick that far forward and that far back. Focus in a little bit better. It has a thigh swivel and a wonderful double jointed knee. And the ankle joint, same as the hip joint. It's supposed to be able to tilt and stuff, but it's basically stuck. So, yeah. But you can rotate it. And it's got a toe bend. So, yeah, it's got some articulation, but not a lot of it. Dropped my little note card. So, yeah. Unfortunately, the articulation is kind of limited on this figure, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Now, onto the details of the figure. You can see the head. It's quite nice. It's got a little stripe detail at the top there. It's got the white and the red, and ooh, I think that's silver. You got the flame over the front, and it's kind of hard to tell, but the center of the core and right here is a more reflective paint, so they're trying to make it look a bit cooler than if they just straight painted it. So that's cool. The flames. You got the stump. Got no paint on it at all. It's just black. Yeah, the rest of it. And so yeah, paint wise, oh yeah, and the back, there's not really much on the back at all. So paint wise, the head is probably the best painted on the whole figure, which is important. You know, the head should always look nice, and it does look quite nice. And the sculpt work is actually pretty dang good. Yeah. So yeah, paint work is usually not NECA's strong point, but detail work, they usually do a pretty dang good job. You can see you got all the scratch marks and stuff in there. You got the gash right there. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, the way the plastic is cast, like the front of it is kind of got this purplish red, and then the further back you go, it turns blue. That's cool. You get a little bit on the face, on the thighs. By the time of the knees it stops. It's even got that on the arm. That's cool. You got all the mechanical details, and you got all the scratch parts, because this is supposed to be Gipsy Danger by the time of the end of the movie, and yeah, this poor thing is pretty messed up by that point. See, it's got some claw marks and scratches on it, and I really like the contrast of, like, you got this knee, which is perfectly fine, and you got this one, which is just all kinds of messed up. And I really like, you can see like what it's supposed to look like versus what it looks like now. So that's cool. Got lots of nice messed up detail in there. Pretty cool. Got the bottom, if you wanted to see that. Got the back, like I said before, not really painted well, but it is detailed quite well. You got some damage back here. You got like the vents, I think. These are vents, probably. Even those are damaged. Got some scratch marks on the butt. You got the back of the calves, which look very, very nice. So yeah, paint-wise, it's okay, but detail-wise, it's pretty dang good. The arm is no exception to that. It's just quite nice. So yeah, it's quite a nicely detailed figure. Sculpt work. So, yeah, nice paint. Oh crap! Almost forgot. There is some mistakes with the paint. At least I think they're mistakes. You can see here, these two little stripes. They're not there on the other side, but they're supposed to be. And the 34 from the shoulder pad is missing, which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be there. So, yeah, and I've seen other copies of this figure. They all have these missing paint, missing pieces of paint. So I'm not sure why that's there, because at that point, that's not a mistake. That's a deliberate choice. If all of them have that, at least all the ones I've seen, have those missing pieces of paint, I don't know why they would do that. Seems kind of weird. I don't know if it's because it's the Anteverse Gipsy Danger, so like certain details would be like warped or muted, and that's why they're not there, or not as much detail is there. I don't know if that's what they're trying to go for or what. But yeah, it's not there, and it's supposed to be. So yeah, I don't know. That was kind of weird to me, but yeah, not much I can do about that now. But the figure does not just come with itself, it has a couple of accessories. Starting with the chainsword, which is quite sharp, which is quite nice. I'm not a big fan of things that have like, they're supposed to be sharp and they have like rounded tips, or maybe like a super soft plastic or something. And so you can't really, that's a bit better. So you can't really get like a real thing. I don't know what, I'm going to start that sentence over. I like things that are sharp, okay? Things are supposed to be sharp, I like it when they're sharp. So you got the sword here, which, whoops, hang on a second here. There we go. Which unfortunately is a bit warped. As you can tell, this blade is not completely straight. It's got some little bends in it, which unfortunately is not exclusive to just my copy. Again, pretty much every version of this figure I've seen has the warped blade, so that is unfortunate. But what is fortunate is that the blade looks pretty dang cool. It's got some silver and blue, and it's got this nice purple, kind of pinkish purple highlights going through it, and it looks quite nice. And the blade can actually plug into the arm. How you do that is basically you just move the wrist out of the way as much as you can, and then you just take the sword and plug it in there. And then you got the arm with a sword, which is basically useless on my copy because the arm broke off. But an accessory that I can still use is the beam effect, or blast effect part. So we'll take a look at that. There we go. And just cast in clear plastic. It starts orange and kind of gets in a more lighter color as it goes on. It's kind of yellowish white by the end. And it's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but some of the raised bits here are actually painted deep orange or even maybe red. But like I said, kind of hard to pick up on the camera. And just like the sword can plug into the arm, this can plug into them. So let's bring it up here. I thought it was about to fall. And plug it in. And there is, you see here, there's a notch in the beam, and there is a little nub at the top of there to let you know how to put the effect in. So you just, still kind of a tight fit. There we go. You plug it in, and now it looks like it's going boom or something. I don't know. Yeah, looks kind of cool. It looks even cooler if you bring out a flashlight and you shine it through. Oh, anyways, but the figure, like this piece, is cast in translucent plastic, so you can also shine the light behind the figure and show it, and it's all nice and glowy. Yeah, kind of hard to see on the chest because it's the thickest amount of plastic on the figure. But it is pretty cool. You can see it all through. There. That's pretty cool. That's a neat little thing. But because it is cast in a translucent plastic, that means that it is more susceptible to breaking down, or just straight up breaking over time. If you're a Transformers fan, you know this very much so. So yeah, and I already experienced it. Although technically that wasn't because it's clear plastic. That's just because the stupid thing doesn't move. But yeah. So I think that is all I want you to say about the figure. So that means it is time, boop, for size comparisons. So let's get to it. So to start size comparisons off, we have, almost dropped it, a Lego minifigure. Here it is with the Pack of Destruction minifigure Mothra, which always falls forward. Goodness gracious. Here it is with the Pack of Destruction minifigure Godzilla. Here it is with the Playmates Jet Jaguar. And then here it is with the previous review, the Lego Star Wars Separatist Shuttle. So there you have that. Now the measuring time, now the size comparison time is over. It's measuring time. So you see, this figure is quite tall. It is basically 7.5 inches. Yeah, 8 if you count this little thingy here. So yeah, it is not short. It is quite a tall figure. Pop that thing out of there. As I forgot to show. On the end bit. I guess technically that's the beginning. Whatever. It has the reactor sculpted in there. So it fits in there nicely. That's cool. I like the way that looks. Anyway, the screen went dark. Now it's a bit brighter. That's better. So yeah. Final figure. I cannot talk today. Final thoughts on the figure. So, if it wasn't broken, I think it's cool. It's neat. It's a neat exclusive with a really funky paint job, or I guess sculpt job, whatever. You know what I mean? Paint job. It's got weird, wacky colors. And if you like these weird, wacky colors, then yeah, I'd say pick it up. But if you're not a big fan of the colors, or you're a bit weary of the translucent plastic, but you still like the mold, as I mentioned earlier, this is a repaint of the Reactor Blast Gipsy Danger. So you can just pick up that figure, which is the exact same, just normal colors. Comes with the same accessories, I believe, as well. So yeah, like I said, it's neat if it wasn't broken. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say about this. So I hope you enjoyed this broken review, and that's pretty much all I got to say. So see you later. Sayonara. Bye.